I say to my colleagues on the right, yes, we got to rein in spending. Yes, we need to work through the appropriations process, but we cannot inflict pain on the American people in that process. A shutdown will only hurt the American people, and that is what I am trying to avoid. It's why I am willing to work across the aisle to ensure a CR passes, but I will continue to talk to my colleagues in the House Republican majority to impress upon them the need to work together to govern. We are in a divided government. The Democrats control the Senate and the White House, so we're not going to get everything we want, and we have to work together to get there.
And I'll just say there's a huge difference between, and as Mike was pointing this out, between what's reasonable and what's draconian. Right. The stuff coming right now that we're reading about and talks about what they want to do to families in this country is draconian and crosses the line. There's a place for reasonableness, and including, by the way, as we've been doing, focus on paying down the debt. We've got a fiscal commission that we've also suggested as a way to move forward here, because I think you want to look at long-term debt and deficit issues, but not hurt people, not hurt our veterans, not hurt our seniors, not cut military pay, right? And make sure we look out for people. And there's a way to do both, and that's actually what we're proposing here, is a reasonable, common sense, bipartisan way forward. And you cannot bend to extremism. And I think that's one of the big lessons of right now for the Republicans, that the extremists don't want to solve problems. They actually just want to muck things up and burn the place down, as Speaker McCarthy said.
Well, and as somebody coming from New York, you know, one of the biggest crises that we're dealing with right now is the migrant crisis. And dealing with our southern border is critical. And even within this framework, we have bipartisan agreement to work towards securing our border. And I think these issues are so critical, and it's so important that we put aside differences and focus on solving the problem, advancing forward the work on behalf of the American people, keeping the government operating, and continuing to work through the appropriations process in the coming weeks to make sure that we get a budget and a bill for the American people that puts them on the right fiscal path forward.